everyone, it's Dr. Leiva again at the ExerScience Center. I am here and honored to be interviewing Victor Sagalovsky, which is the co-founder of Litewater. You can see here. Welcome, Victor. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. So they say we're made up mostly of water. Water is life, and I'm really excited to learn about how you came upon this company and how you invented this type of water.
Absolutely.
So please share.
Do you know what percentage of our body is water?
Is it 70 to 80%?
No, that's what we've been taught. That's basically what we've been taught. But it's actually 99.8%. Yeah.
Oh, fascinating.
By molecular weight, we are water beings.
I'm gonna like this interview. Like I'm into science, so I'm always ready to have my mind blown. So tell me more.
Yeah, I'm somebody that likes to ask questions. So I started asking very early, and if I don't have an answer, I'll try to figure it out. And this has been one of those things. So I'm trying to study the root causes of aging. I'm trying to go upstream to the source of the problem. I don't want to swim in the river below. That's all fun and good, but I want to hike up to where it's coming out, where the source is. So, and I found it with deuterium depletion. One of the reasons why we age is we have too much deuterium in our bodies. We have 5 to 8 times more deuterium in our bodies than the basic constituents of what we need for life. Glucose, magnesium, potassium, so forth and so on. So we have about 1 to 4 grams of this deuterium in our body. And I guess your next question is, what the heck is deuterium?
Yeah, what's deuterium? Tell us more.
Well, remember the periodic table?
Yes.
And number 1 is hydrogen, right?
Yes.
In 1931, it was discovered that hydrogen is not only one type of hydrogen, there's actually 3 types of hydrogen. Third one we don't need to talk about because there's just not much of it. It's not it could be a problem, but there's just not. It's tritium, it's radioactive, and there's not much to talk about. But the second one, deuterium, there is a lot to talk about. There's, of all the hydrogen in the universe, here and everywhere in our bodies, 0.0156% of that, roughly, is this deuterium version of hydrogen. And the difference between the protium version of hydrogen, which makes up 99.8% of the hydrogen in the universe, and the deuterium form of hydrogen, is that deuterium is twice the mass because it has a neutron.
Okay.
Hydrogen is the only element that doesn't have a neutron. That's why it's used to power stars, to power us, to power everything, because it's so simple. It's got a proton and an electron, positive, negative. It's small and it's useful. And so with the introduction of that neutron, it's still considered hydrogen, but it's twice the mass. So it also combines with water, with oxygen, to create water. Only that water is not H2O, it's HDO. And in a liter of water, this being a liter, there are 20,000 drops of water. And in a regular liter of water, because this is light water, it has a lot less, in a regular liter of water, there are 6 drops of HDO. Not H2O, HDO. So that configuration is the problem in our biology, because that makes its way into food, drinks, everything, right? It's in everything. It's in everything. So what we do is we reduce it. We reduce it by, this one we reduced by 94%, and we actually have another water, 5 ppm, that's 97%. But the point of this is that we need about 2 liters of water a day as humans. 1 to 3 liters, right? Roughly on average 2. So we need to replace all the water we lose. 20% of our water is recycled. In fact, we recycle like 1,500 gallons of water per day.
Wow. Look at that, fun fact.
We produce twice our body weight in ATP per day.
Wow. So adenine triphosphate, just for them who don't know that, so that's awesome.
So but other water that water that we have to replenish, if we put in water that has less deuterium, then we lower the deuterium in our body. Okay. Slowly over time. So one bottle won't do it, but it'll do a little bit, and tomorrow it'll do a little bit, and tomorrow next day. So over 45 to 90 days, you can go from a level that's, let's say most people are at 150 parts per million, because that's what most water is, especially if you're living in coastal areas. And you can get it down to 120 ppm over 45 to 90 days. And that's what our biology is made for. This new emerging branch of biochemistry known as deuteronomics. It shows that our physiology, our metabolism, is made for a body level of deuterium that's 20% less than what we have now. It's 120 ppm range.
Gotcha.
So that's the goal. The goal is to consume deuterium depleted water, practice a ketogenic lifestyle, intermittent fasting, all those things. But primarily to put the water back in your body, to put the water that you're replacing is water that has less deuterium than the water that you have. And that'll cause you to slowly reduce your deuterium levels. And as you do,
Sorry.
That's okay.
Block that, but go on. Sorry.
and as you do, you benefit tremendously.
That is, and then we were talking about earlier, and unfortunately, like tap water, hopefully not a lot of people are just drinking straight up tap water, but the water that is provided to us, even bottled, it's like killing us slowly.
Because of those 6 drops of HDO, and this is cumulative. This is why we have a cell when we're young that has 1,000 mitochondria or more, but then 20 times less when we're 50 years older, right? When we're in our 60s or 70s, that same cell that's been replicating over and over now has maybe 100 mitochondria or 50. That's
so have people said that? Sorry, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how it's coming through, but have people said? Have people said that it tastes different, or is there any difference in taste or quality?
It tastes lighter.
It tastes lighter?
It tastes lighter. And it actually is lighter.
Can we open this and
Go
try
for
it out? Let's get some cups over here and try it. So I love, like all my clients, to try anything 3 times. So, and I'm dehydrated right now, so I'm really excited. Boop, there you go. And it comes in a glass, which is awesome. And how does one...
It comes in plastic or glass.
Okay.
Yeah, we make it.
And how does one purchase this? Is it like...
They go to drinklitewater.com,
okay.
and Litewater is spelled Litewater, drinklitewater.com. And if you want to learn about the science, you can go to deuteriumdepletion.org. If you're a scientist or a medical doctor practitioner, you can read a lot of the medical scientific literature. We also have a testing lab, deuteriumtest.com, so you can actually test your levels, make sure it's working for you.
Okay.
There's a whole lifestyle around this.
And then do they have like a regular delivery service if
Yeah,
someone says they want this is all they want to drink?
Well, typically what people do is they consume somewhere between half a liter to 1 liter of DDW per day. They either do that straight and don't stop whatever else they're doing, or they dilute it, right? You see, I see you have this chart here.
Yes.
And see, this chart shows you what happens when you mix light water with regular water.
Okay.
So let's say you mix it 1 to 3, which is 2 liters of water. So if half a liter of your water is deuterium depleted, then you'll get 115 ppm. And basically tells you what you're paying per liter.
Gotcha.
So you can dilute it. The therapeutic window is between 1 to 1 or straight. Well, straight is straight, and then 1 to 1 is 80 ppm.
Okay.
And then 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and 1 to 4. And these right here, you can do that too, but it'll be a lot slower in depletion.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
less expensive, but a lot slower. So somewhere between 1 to 1 or 1 to 4, if you're mixing it.
Gotcha.
So some people that want to deplete on a linear level, they know that all the water they're going to have that day. They add deuterium depleted water, then they know that they have water that's between 80 and 122, and that's what they consume. So they go through a very, very linear process of depletion.
Gotcha.
Other people just say, you know what, I'm just going to drink 1 a day.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to do everything else the same. And that works too.
Yeah. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I drink it straight, and then
Let's
do it.
cheers.
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 Here's to you.
I've been needing that from these interviews. So you said you drink it straight?
I drink it straight, but at the end of the day, it probably comes out to about 80 ppm that I drink, or 100 because I like raw milk, I like coconut water.
Gotcha.
You know, something else I might have out, but so that's why. But I drink about a liter a day.
At least 1 liter.
So you
a day.
or you can do in the beginning you can do half a liter, because in the beginning anything that has any water that has lower deuterium is gonna
Better.
It's because you're only gonna deplete half a ppm
Gotcha.
per day.
And you can't do too much.
No, you can't do too much.
Gotcha, because we are
No, it's
99%.
99.8% water by molecular weight.
That's awesome.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
So the water that we make, because the water inside our mitochondria is not water that we drink.
No. Yeah.
We
It's
make
just
it.
yeah.
We make it. Hydrogen and oxygen. Boom.
Yeah.
Combusts and
It's
we
so
get
cool.
water, and that water is already deuterium depleted.
So our natural. So this
Our
is like our
natural
natural water.
This is our natural
it's
water.
like
This is
so
our-
bioavailable.
This is our natural water.
Nice, and our
Water-
cells are like inside our body right now.
Right.
Give it to me, give it to me.
There's no struggle.
Right? So it goes in. So how do you have any plans with this to go in a different direction, or doing anything like adding on like with how am I saying this? So
There is one thing.
tell me.
So we offer a energy beverage, a functional beverage.
That's what I was asking. That's what I was going.
Yeah, we have one. So if you drank this for 90 days or more and you want a nice energy drink,
Gotcha.
and you don't want to, you want to drink a lot of it, or
Yeah.
3 to 4 cans a day or something, then you're fighting against yourself if that water you're drinking is not deuterium depleted.
Gotcha.
So we made an energy beverage that has hydrogen, nitric oxide, and 100 ppm deuterium depleted water.
Nice. So that's where I was going. I got my words stuck because this water I needed.
But I read your mind.
More of it. Yeah, it's like so energy drinks. And
So yeah. And actually, I don't drink water that much straight. I usually have it as tea.
okay.
So-
that's where I was going next. Like so do you make
But I do that myself.
Can you make tea out of this?
Oh,
Can
anything.
you make
Coffee, tea, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you still get those same benefits.
Yeah,
Interesting.
absolutely.
So and people could cook with it, or no, you wouldn't.
You
So-
could, but
that's
it's expensive though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
so
$20 a liter.
I'd be drinking I'm gonna go into drinking a liter a day straight up, just like the boss man here.
Yeah,
So-
it's 3 months. You're gonna call me and be like,
Wow, I feel really good.
Yeah.
So watch that, guys. 3 months from today, I'm gonna be giving you a report on how I feel.
I don't know how much healthier you can get though. Look at you. You're like,
Hey,
Is
my
that your-
story's pretty crazy. I reversed a colostomy bag, and
Oh
we
my
are
God.
what we eat. And they told me I didn't even have the parts of my intestines that would even reabsorb the water. They told me I'd be chronically dehydrated. When they first told me that, I did get a kidney stone, terrible pain, and I told myself, just like everything else, we cannot be defined by the diagnosis that is given to us.
yeah, it's got the word die in it for Scott. Diagnosis.
Diagnosis. Don't be defined by a diagnosis. And I just started drinking a lot more water. I started getting into like, okay, what is hydrogen water? And so that's very popular. Where alkaline water and those little water machines. And this is a very convenient way to just take it with you and not have to go to a device on the wall. That's just
Well, unfortunately, there's no device
that can do this.
that can do this. We do this we have a factory for this with columns that need 60 feet of clearance or 40-foot columns, and they don't make that much. I mean, it's what we're taking out of water is not contaminants, because those are easy to take out.
Yeah, through filters, reverse osmosis,
Yeah, all that.
all of that.
We're taking water out of water.
Yeah.
Water that's slightly heavier than the rest of the water, and because it's slightly heavier, it creates all these problems because it slows down our metabolism.
That makes
It just
so much
doesn't.
sense.
It just because the body has all the, like, let's say the DNA. Okay, DNA is made up of hydrogen.
Yeah.
And it has this beautiful golden mean ratio double helix spiral. Well, what happens when one of those hydrogen is taken up by something that has twice the weight of what's needed to be there? It kind of causes it to like lean. It distorts the shape. Mutations and distortions.
Decrepitation, aging,
Aging.
boom, and that's what you were researching. So
Yes,
anti-aging.
yes.
Have you
Yes.
checked
So-
your inner age, or have you done any work with like how like the age and the changes since creating the water?
So yes, I tested. I think my biological age was like 29 I forgot what device it was, and then right now I'm doing the more accurate true age test, which is based on a cross section of hundreds of thousands of people, known as the Horvath clock. But I haven't gotten that back yet. But they've only ever found 9 months difference in that system. So the important thing is how you feel.
Yeah.
Right? Like, can I go all day and then go all night and then do it again tomorrow? Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we want. That's practical youth.
Yeah, we don't want to
Right.
just drink coffee, have uppers and downers, and
No.
that's what's just weighing us down.
You don't need it.
No.
If you're gonna do it, you do it for enjoyment, not because you absolutely
Yeah.
need it. Like when I flew in, got a flight at 4 a.m. Everybody's had a connection in Denver at like 6 a.m. and I'm walking through the gate and I see this line to Starbucks and it doesn't end. It's like 1,000 people waiting to get their morning coffee, and they all look miserable.
Yeah.
Like, they just need it. It's their drug.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
Because they ran down their adrenals so much that they need this Band-Aid. And that's the thing, is you don't need the Band-Aids because the Band-Aids aren't going to help. They're only a cosmetic fix. You want to get it from the inside. Right? You're not going to make your skin nice from the outside. You're going to make it nice from the inside out. A rose is not made from spare parts. You're going to do this yourself. Your own body is your self-healing organism. So all you need to do is increase your self-healing ability, and that has to do with energy.
Definitely.
Practical mitochondrial energy. When you increase that, and the body goes, okay, I can use this. Otherwise, you're writing checks you can't cash.
Exactly, and if something is so habitual, like you said, you should enjoy it. If you have to have that coffee and you're standing in line, and like how much of your life are you standing in line just to wake up? And you know, with the pandemic, I mean, we all learned some things are going to be, they could be shut down, and how are you going to be without that? So for me, it's like a state of feeling free when you don't have to rely on a substance so much, which, for example, caffeine. So I'm really excited to.
Yeah, or name the disease. As soon as you name it.
Yeah, and then people identify with it,
right.
And then treat it, and it's like, how about we just want to feel our best body?
Right. If something's wrong, you have the tools. Tools are available. I mean, you're providing the tools in your clinic. Tools are available for you to get well and stay in that optimized state without ever having to name any condition. Because when you look at that Merck manual, you see there's like a million different names for things, and you know what? You never even have to get there. So as soon as you've gotten too far, if somebody has named whatever you're suffering from.
Yeah.
Joy should be the only thing.
Yes, joy and gratitude.
Joy and gratitude.
Right? The things to align with.
Joy and gratitude, the best attitude.
Obviously not to ignore symptoms like we talked about earlier. If there's something bothering, of course you can go see a doctor, but you shouldn't be...
Actually hyper-focus on that because we ignore it too much.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if you were there for my panel, but woman was asking, Tara was asking, what's your day look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does a biohacker's day look like?
Yeah.
And everybody had great answers, and it came to me that a lot of it is about not ignoring your injuries. We go through life like, oh, I'm just going to ignore that. I got to go do this, and I'm just going to... Well, that's the problem. If you have an injury, you hyper-focus on it until it's better. Like if I have something that hurts, I just work the hell out of it. Yeah. Right? And then it gets better.
I have a saying on my wall, discipline to strengthen your weakest link. The time is always now. And what I teach a lot of my patients is body awareness, because sometimes they say, well, I didn't feel that, or I didn't know when I shifted.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
so that's why meditation, body scanning, and even when you add something like Litewater into your routine, if you have that body awareness, you're like, okay, I know that this is doing something good for my heart, because so many people say, well, this is a financial drain. And really, any type of supplement, change of lifestyle, you know, in America, unfortunately, it's cheap to be unhealthy. Right? There was a joke that you used to buy cigarettes in the front of the pharmacy, and you have to walk all the way to the back to get your medicine to the pharmacist. Why is it so easy to buy?
Well, what about the supermarket? You have candy bars that are, you know why they go all the way to the floor? So a little 2-year-old can go, Mom, Mom, can I get this one?
Oh my God! And I hope. In my son's school, my son, since he started kindergarten, has stopped eating, and it's because they're bringing in cupcakes, juice boxes, ice cream, and I'm like, no, this is not okay.
They're going to make him hypoglycemic, they're going to make him diabetic, and so by the time these kids, it's terrible. It's really terrible.
And like, I mean, I know that other people were making fun of me, like I'm a Karen, and I'm like, they're like,
good, no problem.
I don't care. I'm like, I don't care if my child's the one who has a bag in the closet that when it's a birthday party, he gets maybe a piece of dark chocolate, or he has a little bit of something, but not consistent cupcakes with food coloring and poison.
We used to have to work so hard for our food as humans. And we're still those hunters and gatherers that had to work for it. And now you just wake up and consume 100 grams of sugar.
Yes, and they say we used to maybe have a pound of sugar in a whole year, and now we have hundreds of pounds of sugar in a whole year. How do you think diabetes and childhood obesity, and this is not the norm. It's the norm because everybody's bringing all of this in at such a young age, and because the candy shelves go so low, and because also it's hard to say no. You know, people will no. Let's just make things easy, but it's might be hard in the beginning to get on the right path, but when you create body awareness and consistency and you start to love yourself differently, it's super easy. Like for me, it's super easy to.
It is. Once you just make that simple choice, you have to stick with it. It is easy because if a habit is formed after 5 or 6 times or something. So once something becomes a habit, you're like looking forward to it and you like it. And the body awareness, that's great that you're doing that because that's so important that you actually listen to your body. If you don't, then you won't recover from the injuries as well because you're not focusing on it.
Well, with
you're
pain,
ignoring it.
Yeah, well, pain, either you ignore it or you guard it. Then you become sedentary, and then the pain gets worse, and then other systems get affected. So if you can bring awareness to maybe you tore your ACL or your knee hurts, for example, maybe when you walk, you shift the way your toes are shifting to the ground, like the energy through your quad. And I know that sounds weird, but when you have a movement coach or someone that teaches you, okay, you can draw from the pain or activate around the area, you learn to not live with the pain, but how do you respect this body, keep the rest moving, keep the rest functional, and then doing what you said. Go to someone, dry needle it, electrical stimulate it, do what you have to do to heal, because just like when we're kids, the hip bone's connected to the knee bone.
Pain just says, I need attention and I need energy.
Yes, attention and energy.
Attention and energy.
Yeah.
And if you ignore it, then the pain increases.
Exactly, and it shifts, and then when you have an emotional problem, what happens? Oh, my knee hurts. And it's because you stored and you kept something there.
That's right.
And anything that you store emotionally or spiritually goes right back to the area. So
psycho-spiritual, emotional being.
Exactly. And if you are in that spiritual path, like we said, we are what we eat. We are mostly water. So if I was you, I would be getting light water. You will be finding this in my center. I'm going to take a couple bottles home with me from this biohacking congress that we are at right now in Miami, Florida. And I'm here with Victor from Litewater, co-founder. Do you have anything else that you want to say in regards to this product or your process or your goals in life or anything you want to add?
Well, my goal in life is to get this out into the mainstream. Get people to know that there's a choice and there's an option, that there's an easy way.
Yeah.
You know, because nature looks for the path of least resistance, and that's what we want. So this is a path of least resistance to get to optimal health. Yeah. You don't have to do much. You just drink water.
Right? Drink water, have some physical activity, a good spiritual practice, and you're all good. So I'm Dr. Leiva with the ExerScience Center. And we are signing off
at the Biohacking Congress, Miami, 2022.
Right? High five.